Hello, welcome back to March's Planning Mess. I've just finished my 2027 quarter one planner, and I wanted to do a flip through with you so you could get an idea how it turned out. I apologize for my voice. I am struggling with some effects of a cold, but I just finished it tonight, and it's taken me has it been more than a week? I feel like it's been more than a week that I've been working on this. So a little longer than I thought it would take, but so far it's turned out very well according to my plan. I did make one mistake, so I do have one spread that's in the wrong spot because I accidentally skipped over it. But other than that, it turned out well, and I'm excited to get into it and let you see how it turned out. Let's start off with, this is the Sterling Ink Koji paper 272 page notebook in a B6 slim. It's the mulberry color. I should be obvious, but it's in this this is a J. Boone Techo cover, and so it's a little bit distorts the color. All right. So inside, we start off with, I went ahead and this is my printable washi sticker paper. So I printed myself a 2027 calendar to put in here. I might get a 2028 to put down here. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But since this is only for 3 months, I don't know how important that 2028 calendar would be, honestly. Okay, so this is the beginning section. This is where I'm going to put down any health information. This would be for second quarter of 2026. I want to have like a full year-ish of health information because this is my everyday carry. It would go with me to a doctor's office, and I would have that information I might wish to share with my provider. So this would be quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, 2026, and then this would be first quarter of 2027. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to set this up in my other books. I have had like, typically you have like this section here, and I would put like a calendar and mark symptoms there, and then I would have a spread here that would be a tracker for, I usually put birthdays and, sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking, probably because of my cold, birthdays and medical appointments. I usually put that in there, and I did not, and I may enter that. I could put it in the front or on a page in the back, but that is something that is missing that I didn't think through when I was planning this out. Okay, so this is like the welcome page for January. This is an area where I like to put some monthly goals, and then at the end of the month, I go and review them and fill out the what worked and what didn't section. Traditionally, I put like the vellum calendar that comes in the sticker set. I have put that in here to kind of show the beginning and end of my journal section of my current planner. But this will, be for the rest of the planner. I think, so I have July, but it's actually going to be January. And then I'm going to have the January trackers for mood, weather, and habits. I'm going to put that here underneath the vellum. So if I could just show you real quick what that looks like. Let's pull out my current planner, which is an N2. And so let's see. Here is January. So you can see I've got my goals, what worked, what didn't. Here's the vellum. I have nothing underneath it of significance, but you would, the glue kind of holds down that little bit of a lip there, but there's a good amount of paper here that could be used to track stuff. So that's kind of where I'm thinking I'm going to go with this. Anywho, moving on. All right, here's the calendar for January, and I did have to go back and fix it from the last time I filmed this because this is indeed week 53. For those of you that don't really do a lot of your own calendars, there is every few years a week 53 that's needed because of leap year and the fact that there are 365 days in a year, and so that always pushes like everything one day off, and eventually that catches up with you. So this actually was not week 1 like I thought it was. It's week 53. Anywho, but I made all of those changes, so that is where it needs to be. Thankfully, these stickers move around very nicely. Every once in a while, I do get one that sticks and is ruined, but in general, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, they work really well. Okay, This is the exact same calendar, but this is going to be my clothing plan. So I didn't mark any dates on there because what I've been doing is taking pictures of outfits that I plan to wear and kind of planning out my clothing for the month. I'm trying to be more intentional with my closet. And so just to give you an idea, this is what I've been doing for this month. And if I can open this up. So here is the plan. I started it this week. And then in here, and I haven't printed off, I've been taking a picture of what I've been wearing daily and posting it in there. And so I just did the first two done, but I've got a bunch more to put in there. And then that's what I actually ended up with. And it'll be interesting to see if I follow through with my plan or if I deviate. I didn't plan for the weekends, so those obviously will be different. But again, I'm just trying to be more intentional and bring some creativity into my planning. So that section, these two sections you're going to see in the book. So this is the monthly spread that where I'm going to plan out at least my weekday outfits. Okay, the next thing we come to, I tried to keep that together with the monthly stuff. So now we're moving into things that's more, these are monthly, but turning into weekly. So these are checking accounts that I keep track of. This is one account, and then these are 4 small accounts that have just a few transactions per month. They're mostly savings accounts or checking accounts that just pay certain bills. And then this page, you see there's this Dutch door situation going on, so I can see this week 53 on both things. And pardon me. This is my main checking account that I do most of my spending out of for everyday things like gas and groceries and eating out. Here's my running to-do list, and I've been recently hearing it called a rolling to-do list. I don't know which one's the correct term, but anyway, the idea is that the to-do list can kind of go, the day that you assign the task can move to wherever it ends up being done. Okay, here's my vertical weekly spread for week 53. I've got all my places for keeping track of weather. I've got all my places for keeping track of things like sleep. I did see another way of doing that I'm kind of intrigued with, so I may experiment with that in my second half of the year book for 2026, which I'm currently working on. I actually have a plan for that, and I'm very excited. But anyway, this is set up for here for now, and I'm cool with it because I do really like how this looks too. Okay, this is my memory keeping page. It's the first thing that happens after my weekly spread. And so I probably am going to do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because that's just how it should be in my brain. And so what I'm going to do is put in a photo of the day. And it can be like 2 horizontal or 1 vertical. And then memory snippets, so little things I'm going to write down, and then gratitude section. And then here's a place for brain dump, and I need that in every planner I have. It's oftentimes full of Post-it notes, and that's okay, but that's a need. Okay, and then over here, this is the weekly clothing log. Now you can see I tried to fill this out, and I did not know how to count. And so instead of giving myself seven rows that were 6 high, I did 6 that were 7 high. And so I have to go and white this out and redo this page because I really messed it up. You can see I fixed this one too because it messed it the other way, but this one has so much more in it that it really was obvious. Okay, but this is where the clothing log is. It's going to show up like what you saw in here. Okay, now we're getting to the daily pages. Okay, so I'm going to have a media log. I want to have a place for my Be Real and then journaling or anything else I want to put in there. We'll see. So that's a whole week's worth. And now we're back to here's week 1. And here's my checking account that I use a lot. And then here's my running to-dos. Here's my weekly spreads. And then here's the memory keeping stuff, brain dump, clothing log, and then daily pages. So we continue with this same pattern all the way through the book. Okay, this is February. So I will have to put in some tabs to differentiate where things are. I would like to have tabs that have the week numbers on them and the months. So it may be like January and then 53, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have good tabs yet. I don't have a resource for that yet because I really like Coffee Monster Co. tabs. I also like the Sterling Ink tabs, but those tabs don't have numbers on them, and I need those for week numbers. So that I haven't solved that yet, but I will at some point. Okay, so that is that. There's my February spread. Okay, there's the month of February. Clothing plan for February. And we just keep going for the same setup here. So I'm just flipping through. Everything is done. And my one that I messed up, it's, I think, week 9. Yeah, I missed my vertical weekly for week 9. So we're already into week 10 before I realized, whoops. So I'd actually trimmed this for my Dutch door thing. And I glued it back on, gave myself week 9, week 10, and then finished off. This is going to be, oh, I did mess up. I gave myself this spread twice. Oh well, I guess I need double memories that week. It is what it is. So we go through all of this, and when we finish the last one, so my last, this is week 13, which week 13, I would technically categorize it as part of quarter 4. Well, as part of April, because it's only 3 days of March and 4 days of April. This is it. But I wanted all those weeks in here. So anyway. Okay, so now that we finished those 3 months worth of, setup where everything is all together, then I gave myself 12 more months of just monthly spreads. So I have not numbered these yet. I'm not in a rush to do that. You can see I was in a hurry, so we got a little sloppy with the ink in some places. My favorite pens. Oh. So my favorite pens for Tomoe River paper. I'm just now having this epiphany. My favorite pens for Tomoe River paper have been the Pentel, I think it's Energel, and they're the 0.3 or the 03. And they have not worked super well on this paper. Ooh, here's a blue. This is a blue one. I don't have the black one with me. See, it's a 03 needle tip. Where's it? Yeah, liquid Pentel. These have not worked as well. I'll be very sad if they don't work on the Koji paper, because so far it's worked really well. If they don't work well on the Koji paper, that will really cramp my style, because this is so fine that it's really nice for writing in these smaller planners, because your handwriting can be tiny because your ink, your tip is so small. So I don't know. I need to pen test this, I guess. So that is the 12 months right there, ending in March. And then we got 250 to 270, to 269. Okay, so like 20 pages, 20 blank pages in the back, which I think is good. You never know what you could use that for. And anyway, this is how this planner has worked out. I'm excited to use it. I'm excited by the fact, like, as soon as I did it, like in the process of doing it, like, I wish I could use it now. I wish I could use it now. I wish I could use it now. And then as I finished it, I'm like, man, I don't know if I love it as much. I'm not like questioning using it, because I know I'm going to use it and I'm going to enjoy it. But I'm very, very, very thankful that this is 3 months. I'm very thankful that I didn't do it for quarter 3 of this year, which is when I need the next planner to start, because I would be sacrificing the books I was using for finances. And so it was a really wise move on my part to put this off until 2027. So that being said, I have made a decision for quarter 3 and quarter 4, and I've started working on that planner. And that one is, I'm going to use my undated horizontal N2. And I had some reservations about that because I'm not a horizontal planner, and I was trying to figure out, do I just redraw things, or how do I my Dutch door thing? What do I do? What do I do? And so I came to the conclusion that what I am missing in my current setup is daily pages. And I was getting away from that because I really liked the idea of just using as much space as I needed for my journaling, and then just starting the next day's journaling right at the bottom of that and just having it like flow. But I just do really kind of like and miss going back and looking through daily pages. I also miss things like I'm struggling to think again because of my cold. But just having like a dedicated page for a certain thing, and it's like I want to do this thing on this date, and just writing a sticky note and going to that date and plopping it down. That was what I did in my Hobonichi cousin when I first started in these books, and I kind of miss that. So that is, I have done a lot of math to try and figure out if this will work, and I think I'm very close, if not perfect. But what I have done is I've made this one to have 6 months. It will have 6 months of weekly pages, and then once those are done to finish up December, then I will switch over to daily pages, and we're just going to do daily pages over all of the very faint lines that you have in an undated planner for the rest of those weeks, those last 52 pages or 23-week spreads. And then we'll finish out the back of the book, and it will be very close to having enough pages to finish the year for a page a day. And if I don't have enough, there are a few random pages in the front, or I could put some in the back. That's also an option too. So let's get into this. I'll just show you what I have put together here. Okay, so this is how I kind of plan and just decide on how my drawing's going to be. Design's going to be. This is another version of that. Okay, so this will have my 26 and 27 calendars. And then I don't have a plan for this page yet. It may end up being daily pages. We will see. Same thing here. And then, and I feel like this is an extra set of pages that are in this that are not in a dated planner. I could be wrong. This is the goals section. I'm not going to set goals at this point in time because I have them in my first half of the year planner. So I don't see the point in repeating them. I'm not going to start new goals. So I will use this for something else. Here are the spreads for like your quarterly spreads. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to use those pages yet, but that's okay. So I started putting in dates. We've got July, August, September. So I got everything in as far as I'm waiting for the rest of my sticker kits to come for the rest of the year. So I can have some more of the little teeny tiny stickers for dates, because I went to order some more sticker sheets for dates from Sterling Ink. I wanted at least 6. And they only had 5. I wiped them out. So I'm sure they'll reorder and be restocked at some point. But for now, I'm stuck. I won't be able to move forward as far as finishing up those calendars. But I only did 12 months. And in general, she gives you a 14-month spread. So that's as many as I will be using. And then these are like 6 months of 2027, which are just like looking forward. So there's that. And then I took those monthly pages and I worked them into weekly spreads. So, oops. So this looks a little bit funny because I have these clear Post-it papers on top of it because I'm not sure exactly how my layout's going to be. So I'm just going to turn over one more page so that we're not distracted by that and you can see what it looks like. So lo and behold, we have made the horizontal a vertical. And I counted these up, and if I do one space per thing, I have 24 hours. I think it might be using this blank spot down here, which is fine for me. So I would have that start at 4 in the morning and end at 4 in the evening, or 4 in the morning the next day. So I have a place to map out my appointments and my schedule, and it doesn't have to take up so much of my book. I'm thinking that this side is going to be rolling to-do list. I'm not positive, but I definitely want to have places to track my weather and my mood and what else? Oh, the sleep. So I'm going to have to figure out in here how I'm going to use this space. But anyway, that's again why I have these clear things down so that I can do that without having to go back and erase or white out. So you can see, this grid of the monthly calendar showing through. That is now done. This is now an actual space for a weekly spread. This should have been the first one. But at this point, we're at down here, week 29. And you can see, here are my notes. So that's, and we even have, I was going to do 2 a.m. Okay, so yeah, 2 a.m. to 2 a.m. So I'm not sure if I will write those things in or not. It looks a little cluttered. But I decided to put the dates on the right-hand side compared to on the left-hand side, which is how she normally does it. Just because I like to sometimes mark things on this edge. And so since I need to use this space, I like to draw on where my sleep is and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that that was freed up. But I don't know exactly how I'm going to use this moving forward. So that is the plan. I've gotten as far as August, mid-August. And so those will go. And then when we get to the end of December, then these weekly pages will become daily pages. And I will probably be using these daily stickers like it did in the other book. I bought several packs of them because I really, really like them. I use them in my worship planner in all kinds of ways. I like the shape of it and the look of it. So I will probably be using these to delineate my daily pages. But I still want to work on my layout for daily pages. What do I want to include? How do I want them to be? But I want to have places to journal. I want to have places for like media log and ephemera and potentially a to-do list or, something interesting about the day. I wish I was a little bit more creative. I mean, and I actually find that funny because I am a visual artist. I'm a painter. I have my master's degree. So you'd think that would come easy. And I love to watercolor and I'm good at watercolor, but it's not. It's just not something I put in my journal. My journal tends to be focused on writing. So I don't know if having a space I need to fill up will make me want to doodle in it. I'm not really a doodler. Or if I will just paste stuff in. But anyway, I'm going to try it. So thanks for watching. I hope that this was interesting for you.